creating a science notebook using iPads and an app called Wixie. Do any of you remember using Wixie in the computer lab to draw and add stickers? Well, Wixie works almost the same, but we can use it on computers and on iPads. Whoa. We're going to use Wixie for our science notebooks for a couple of reasons this time. How could you share your science notebook if you wrote it on paper with, say, your family? How could you share it with them on paper? Who has an idea? Could you take it home and show it to them? Yeah. How could you share it with, let's say your grandma lives in Minnesota? Would it be easy or hard to share your notebook with them? Hard. But if we create it in Wixie, we can share it with them by just sending them that link. If they have a computer, they can go on and see your science notebook. So it's another way you can share your knowledge and things that you create. So today is our play day on Wixie, so that you can get used to how it works. And then on Tuesday, when I come to your class, you'll start your science notebook. Now, here's the hard part about using Wixie. You have to log on. You have to type in a username and a password. Have you ever logged into Tumblebooks?
Yeah.
You have? Some of you have in your classroom? Yeah. Do you know how you have to type in the letters and numbers?
Yeah.
That's what we're going to be doing. Okay? So everybody take a deep breath and blow it out. It's going to be a little bit hard this first time, and so you need to be patient with yourself, and you need to help each other. You're going to work with a partner, and you have to help each other. And don't worry, because if you have trouble, you can try again, and if you still have trouble, you can raise your hand and we'll help you. Okay? So here is what you're going to do when you get your iPad and your partner. You each will have a card, and it has one of the partner's name on it, and it has their login information. It's their email address and a password. And so if Wesley and I are partners, one of us is going to type on the iPad, and the other person is going to read the login one letter or number at a time. Okay? So let's pretend like we're logging in right now. Okay? So you have the iPad. Pretend like you have the iPad. And I'm going to read it. Should I read it like this? CCORKERN 2001. Is he going to be able to type it in that fast? No. Go slowly. And if you have trouble, Wesley, if I've gone too fast, what's something you could say to me as your partner?
Can you go slower, please?
Can you go slower, please? That's exactly right. We're going to be kind to each other and help each other. Okay? So, we're going to give each of you a card with your login and an iPad. And when you get your iPad at the table, just like mine, you're going to click your home button and open your screen. And we're looking for Wixie. And I might have to change screens. I don't see it here, so I swipe. There it is. I'm not sure why it's not showing up. Maybe it will in a minute. It looks like a finger-painted hand. Can everybody see that?
No.
It looks like a handprint that's been finger-painted, bright colors.
I can't see it.
Good. I'm going to touch it. I'm going to touch that picture.
Oh.
And now I have the Wixie login. Okay? We have to touch the button that says Google ID. And it says the same thing on your card, Google Login. That's the first step after you open Wixie. You touch Google ID. And there's a whole list of people who have logged in. Have you ever logged into Wixie?
No.
No, so we have to add our account today. So at the bottom it says add account, and it says email and password. That's where you'll type in the information that's on your card. So one partner will do the typing, and you'll touch email, and there's my keyboard, and the other partner will read. Okay? Now, in the email address, there's a symbol that's called the @ symbol. Have any of you ever seen that before?
No.
@ symbol. This is what it looks like. It looks like an A with a circle around it. So you're going to see that on your card, and you'll see it on your keyboard. If you're the typer, it's right on the bottom next to the letter M. You also have numbers. Can you be a detective? Does anybody see a button I might push if I need to get to the numbers? Everybody look. Do you see a key where you might get to the numbers? Where is it?
The left one.
And what does it say? Yeah, it has numbers on it. So you just press that, and then you can get to the numbers. Okay? So when you get your iPad and your card, and you come sit down, first, you have to turn on your iPad. Then you have to find the Wixie hand. Turn on the iPad, touch the Wixie hand, and touch Google ID at the bottom. Google ID. Those are the 3 first steps. If you get yourself logged in, you'll see the blank piece of paper, just like you've seen in Pixie, and it's free drawing time until we get everybody logged in. Then we'll do a project together. So who can remind me what those first 3 steps were? Why don't you turn to a partner first and share? What were those first 3 steps starting to turn on the iPad? Jaleesa, turn it on. What were those first 3 steps? Who can share with the whole class the first 3 steps?
So you turn on the iPad.
Okay.
You touch the Wixie hand.
Touch the Wixie hand.
You press Google ID, and then you type in the ID.
Exactly, and you read it to each other carefully. So Mrs. Powell and I will stand over here and we'll call you up in your pairs, and we'll give you 1 card and 1 iPad, and you have to decide together today who's going to be the typist and who's going to be the reader. So decide with, do they know their partners?
Yes.
Okay, you can stand next to your partner and decide if you need to do rock, paper, scissors, or if you can agree who will log in today, then we'll trade next week.
It's your writing partners. You're writing. You're writing. Aiden is You're with Sarah.
You can do it. Save them.
Are you two partners?
We've switched a little. You guys are together. Do rock, paper, scissors to see who's typing. Okay, I'm going to be, Israel is going to be with.
You have to be the iPad. It's my birthday.
So you're with Israel. Right? And Mrs. Bigelow. And Brazy, I'm with you.
Come on, let's go in there.
Right, so you want to type.
No, I know.
Okay, great.
I have like this.
Are you the typer? Or is he the typer? Paper covers the list. Paper covers the list. Great. Let's go get our
Mine's over here.
I have to write down what I think.
What is this?
Who's your partner?
And Brazy's going to type. So you don't need these. You just
it for? I can't type that fast. Oh, and email is
Go find the spot.
Oh, Z. I gotta go back. One go together. And one and two C. E. Right here. It's so big.
Mine is very little.
G.
Did she give me kisses?
Mine's gonna give me
Was she in the cat?
Which one do we hit? Google ID or Google ID? There's two of them. No, that. Oh, one is yeah. There we go. Never mind.
Do you see it? Did you figure it out?
B. Wait, is that a B?
You see? This one right here? That's a B. Yes, it's a B.
Yeah, that is. Sign in? Okay. First you have to sign in. Okay. Ready? M. So how do you do that?
Put in the spot. Put your finger in the spot where you're going to type, and then the letters will come up.
Where do we type?
Well, what do you do first? You turn it on.
Okay. There. Don't you realize it already loaded?
Wow, we've got our first group in.
What she reading now? No, I know how to spell your name. What so like the top? Go back. Let's go back. And the bottom actually is let's go back. Okay. Let's just go. How Wow.
You only miss the dot. See how that's here? You see that period?
Yeah.
Now password and you read
Do you need some help?